Alright guys, I just finished up the car tonight. I didn't bother filming the rest of it. It's pretty straightforward. Put the valve covers back on with brand new Felpro gaskets. The rubberized blue kind with the steel core. They went on pretty easy with the intake out of the way. And we put a brand new Felpro intake gasket, the upper to lower gasket. And then I made a mistake and I should have never took the throttle body off, but I did. It's really not that big of a deal. I just put a brand new gasket there and I had to clean it all up, but I could have just left it together. But yeah, I cleaned the valve covers, and there's a new gasket on this side as well. So there was a really bad oil leak on both sides. I mean, the transmission is just coated in oil. So hopefully that's solved. There was some smoke coming from back there too, probably from, if you could see, the headers got oil on them. So hopefully that stops. And then I finished up the brakes as well. So brand new rotors, brand new Duralast pads. I repacked the bearings. And that's done. The old rotors were just pitted with rust from sitting for such a long time. This side is new as well. So that's done. A little bit of maintenance work like that. I'm not sure what's next for the car, but the oil has been changed. Maybe a power steering fluid flush, and the engine bay does need a good power washing, so maybe that's next. And hopefully we can get 2 brand new tires and a front alignment. And I think other than that, this thing is pretty much ready to drive on the street. I'd like to eventually paint these mirrors and replace this here. Now you paint the door frame, we'll see. Window tint, I don't know. Little stuff. Other than that, you just drive it and see how it does. Be nice to maybe find a cowl hood for it. 2.5-inch cowl hood. Right, maybe paint the wiper arms. Just little stuff like that. Definitely would like to buy brand new headlights for it, but we'll see how that goes. They sell a kit because those are just old and there's water in them. And yeah, like I said, this needs to be painted. Replace that. Just little stuff. Just kind of make it a little better, despite the horrible paint on it. And this car would look real nice with a paint job. Nice blue, and spray the gray again. I put a stripe going around it. I think it would really wake this car up and make it a super nice driver. We'll see, maybe one day. But that's it for now. Maybe we'll have another updated video for you guys soon. So stay tuned, and thanks for subscribing. I got a lot of subscribers lately. Hopefully you guys like the Foxbody content, and hopefully you guys like the Shelby content I've been putting up. We've been destroying some cars on the street, and I just recently put a set of these Extreme Z26 brake pads on this, on all 4 corners. I just finished doing the front the other night, and I have not been able to get a chance to drive the car to seat the brake pads. Yeah, you gotta follow this brake procedure where they want you to seat the pads, but I washed the wheels really nice and clean. I got the inside of the wheels really clean. just washed them and washed them. The OEM brake pads has an extreme amount of brake dust, and this should cut the brake dust down by like 80%, hopefully. And got the Mickey Thompsons on the back. Took a little trial and error to find the correct tire pressure that the car liked, and so far it's 20 pounds in the back. Needs 20 pounds of air pressure back there in order for the car to drive right. So I got that figured out, and it's been doing good since. And yeah, been having fun with the car. Alright guys, stay tuned. More to come. I've been working on my truck. It needed the drive shaft removed, and I need to get new U-joints, making an awful racket. 280,000 miles, believe it or not, and it finally needed U-joints on the drive shaft. So I'm gonna go pick up the drive shaft, I think tomorrow, and get that in. And as far as the 62 Mercury, I need to get some fresh gas for it, and I think I'm gonna drive it to work this week, get it going again. I think one day soon I'd like to start making a 1,000 horsepower plus vehicle out of this thing. I've got some ideas that I'm kicking around. Been looking at some engines that I could buy, maybe a Texas speed motor. I'm not sure if I want to go Chevy or Ford on it, but I wouldn't mind a Texas Speed 427 and a set of twin turbos. Try to make a little over 1,000 horsepower, maybe 1,100, 1,200 horsepower. I'm not sure, but it's gonna need a lot of work to get there. We'd have to front half the car and cut the frame off and build from the firewall forward, and then rehang the fenders. That way we could open up the engine bay a lot and put the front on some good suspension. It needs good springs and shocks up front and good set of brakes. But I'm kicking around some ideas, and I'd like to see this car be able to drive on the street with a lot of power and be comfortable to drive. So we'll see. Just kicking around some ideas right now on that. But for now, I'm going to drive it and tinker around with it. Alright guys, stay tuned, more to come.